Hi everyone, and welcome to today's event, Self-Esteem. And in this event, I will share with you some of the common questions that are being asked on building your self-esteem. And having self-esteem is important, right? Because self-esteem gives us the foundation to believe in yourself. And with lack of self-belief, it's hard for us to achieve anything in life. Because it does not matter if you want to improve your career, your relationship, health, or whatever area in life that you want to improve. Without self-esteem, it's hard for us to believe in ourselves that we can become successful. And that's why having self-esteem is important. High self-esteem gives us the foundation to believe in yourself that no matter what we need to do, we can become successful. So I will answer a few questions on self-esteem. So let's get started. The first question I have is, how do I regain my self-identity after losing my self-esteem and self-confidence? Well, it's important to understand that when you try to regain your identity to going back to your old self that was great, you have to understand that you can't go back to the person in the past because you have learned a lot and you have gone through a lot in your life that will make you become a better person, which means you don't want to go back to the old person that was great in the past, but you want to become an even better person in the future. And that is what you want, okay? Because as a human being, we need to learn and grow, which means when you grow, that means you have to become a stronger and better person in the future and not going to your back to your old self. So no matter how great your old identity was, you can't go back to it. You can learn from it, but you want to be even a better person, a better version of yourself in the future. Build a better self-identity in the future. And that is what you want. Okay? Because you learn a lot throughout your life. Okay? You learn from past experiences. You went through a lot to learn about yourself. You can use those past experiences to learn to become a better version of yourself in the future, but not going back to your old self. And that is what you want, okay? You always understand that you want to learn how to build a better version of yourself, okay? Better identity of yourself. And that is important to understand. You want to use your past experiences, your negative experiences to learn where you can improve. And you want to see where your positive experience are, so where you can become stronger. Use them to become stronger so you can form a new, better identity. And that is what you want, okay? You want to come out stronger. Even though in the past was great, but don't you want to become a stronger person, a better person in the future with a new identity? So in this case, you want to use your past experiences as a way to motivate yourself to become better, stronger. So your new identity will be even better. And that is what you want. Okay? So in this case, if you feel like you're lack of self-confidence and lack of self-esteem at the moment, okay, then learn how to rebuild your self-esteem and self-confidence. And in this case, no matter what you want to learn, you can learn it to become successful. With today's internet and advanced technology, no matter what you want to learn, you can learn successfully, okay? So whatever you think you lack at the moment, then you can learn to achieve it, to become successful, okay? So if you lack self-esteem, self-confidence, learn how to rebuild that. Learn how to understand yourself more, okay? Go through a personal development journey to understand yourself so you can discover new things about yourself to form a better identity. Learn more about life, okay? What is life consist of, so you can form an identity that fit to your ideal lifestyle, okay? Because your life is a representation of who you are, okay? So if you want a great life, then you want to make sure you are a great person with the knowledge and skill to help you build that self-identity, to help you build that lifestyle that you want through your identity. Okay? So whatever you need to learn to improve, take the time to learn and to learn more about yourself, but most important to understand again, you are building a new identity. You are building a new and stronger identity, and that is what you want. Okay? No matter how great the past is, you can become a greater person. You can become a stronger person. Your self-identity can be stronger and better, and that is what you want. Okay? Good. Like again, you don't want to be stuck in the past. The past is the past. And if you want to go back to your old self-identity, then you're living in the past. But you want to live in the future, and you want to build something better for yourself in the future. And that is called building a new self-identity. And that is what you want as a human being. Okay? So that's how you develop to build a new self-identity. Okay? A stronger version of yourself, a stronger person of yourself. And that is the key. So that's the first question. The second question I have here is how to have high self-esteem without being realistic. Okay? So important thing to understand is that high self-esteem is not about a destination. It's a state of being. It's a constantly state of being in believing in yourself, in your goals, in your dreams, in the lifestyle that you want. So it's not about the destination of getting to high self-esteem, but it's about in the present moment of how you feel about yourself. Okay? So in this case, it does not matter how small or big of goals you have. If you believe in yourself that you can achieve it, then that is not unrealistic. Okay? So as long as you are taking action, as long as you're learning and growing daily to fulfill your goals and dreams, even though your goals and dreams are far away, but you are taking action step daily, then that is not unrealistic. Okay? And that is high self-esteem. High self-esteem is, do you believe in yourself? And if you believe in yourself that you're doing the right thing, no matter how far your goal is, that is not unrealistic. Okay? And we need high self-esteem to believe in yourself that you can achieve your goals, especially when you have high goals, big expectation goal that require a higher level of self-esteem, that require a high level of self-esteem to help you get there. Okay? So in this case, you need to have high self-esteem to achieve your goals, especially big goals. Okay? However, what is unrealistic is that you expect to get a result without putting the learning and effort in to get it. So like for example, let's say that you have a goal that require you to do 10 times, to do something 10 times, but you only put in 7 times of doing it, and then you expect a result out of it, and that is unrealistic. Okay? So you cannot expect yourself to get a result without putting the effort in, without putting the learning and effort in. Okay? And that's unrealistic. And a lot of people today are having that mindset. Sometimes the goal requires them to do a certain amount of time, and they try to do it so fast, they try to take shortcut expecting to get the result. And so when they don't get the result they want through taking shortcut, they think that their goal is unrealistic. But that is not. Okay, unrealistic is when you expect to get a result without putting the effort in, without putting the learning in. But no matter how big your goal is, if you're willing to put the learning and effort in to make it possible every single day, then that's not unrealistic. Okay, so that is important to understand. And also another simple example is when you expect yourself to achieve something quickly, that is not possible. You create an unrealistic time frame. So like for example, if a goal requires you to do something for 1 year, but you expect yourself to achieve that within 6 months or within 10 months, then that's not realistic. So you put an unrealistic expectation on yourself. And when you don't meet that unrealistic expectation, you thought that's unrealistic and that you can't achieve your goals. But that's not true. If you are willing to put in the effort and learning for 1 year that the goal expect, then that's not unrealistic. Okay? So in this case, you have to create realistic expectation for yourself and create something that's unrealistic. And that's a lot of time people create unrealistic expectation, and then they believe that their goal is unrealistic and they believe that they can't achieve it. Okay? And a lot of these expectation that's unrealistic, influenced by the outside, by the media especially. So like for example, in the media, they also always advertise gratification, instant gratification. They always advertise that, okay, when you do this, you will get instant gratification, you will get instant result. And they are influencers to believe that. And when we have goals that we don't get instant result or instant gratification, we thought that we can't become successful. We thought that our goal is unrealistic. Okay? Because the media have influenced us to believe that we need to get instant result. And if we don't get instant result, then the thing that you're doing is not realistic. But that is not true. The things that truly matter in life, there's no shortcut and there's no instant gratification. So in this case, it all depends on your learning and effort. Okay? If you want something great, it's all about your effort. If you want to achieve something big, it's all about your effort. Or did you put in the learning and effort to achieve that goal? And do not expect yourself to get a result without putting the learning and effort. And that's how people create unrealistic expectation. And they start to doubt themselves. And then they believe that they can't achieve it. So it's not that you can't achieve it. It's just the unrealistic expectation that you have yourself, that you have been influenced by the media to believe. Okay? So like again, the things that are truly worth achieving, such as a meaningful career, a good relationship, good health, those things require learning and effort. And depend on the result that you get out of those areas, it's all depend on your learning and effort. The more learning and effort you put in, the better result you get. But do not expect yourself to get a result without putting the learning effort in. And that is when, if you do that, you create unrealistic expectation for yourself. And that's when how you fail. And then you start to doubt yourself. You doubt yourself that you cannot achieve your goals and dreams. Okay? So in this case, if you have a goal and you haven't achieved it yet, then you need to reevaluate your learning and effort. Are you putting the learning and effort in to get what you want? Okay? So in this case, before you achieve your goal, you want to learn the successful method on how to achieve that goal. Learn from individual that has already achieved what you want, and then discover the learning and knowledge that you need to become successful so you can create realistic expectation for yourself. Discover the process. Discover how long it takes to achieve certain thing correctly and not based on the media. Okay? Because the media are telling a story for instant gratification, instant result, and that is not possible. So before you achieve a goal, learn the right knowledge, learn the right skill, and learn the right mindset of realistic expectation so you can create right expectation for yourself so you won't doubt yourself. Because if you have unrealistic expectation, then and you can't meet it, then that's how you start to develop self-doubt, low self-esteem, low self-confidence, and then you feel like you can't achieve anymore. Okay? Otherwise, if you don't learn the correct way and learn the right expectation, then you create unrealistic expectation. Okay? And then again, if you create unrealistic expectation, then you give yourself a false hope. Okay? Unrealistic is when you have something false. It's not realistic, so it's false, right? So you give yourself a false hope. And when you have false hope, then you can't have hope within yourself. You don't see yourself that you can achieve it because you have a false hope within yourself. Okay? So in this case, make sure you create realistic expectation by learning from people that who already achieved what you want, and make sure you have the right mindset for it. Okay? And when you have the right mindset, belief, of expectation, then you create more realistic expectation that will help you achieve your goals faster with high self-esteem. Remember, we need high self-esteem to achieve our goals, especially when we have big goal. The bigger the goal, the higher your self-esteem need to be to become successful. Okay? So when you have high self-esteem, you need that. It's not unrealistic. Okay? So in this case, when you have high self-esteem, it will push you to learn and grow, and to believe that to get great result is require learning and effort, and that is self-esteem. Self-esteem is all about you believe in yourself. Can you achieve your goals or not? You believe in yourself. Can you learn the knowledge and skill or not? And you can. And the higher your self-esteem, the more you will believe in yourself that you can learn and apply the knowledge successfully to help you become successful. Will increase your motivation that no matter what you need to achieve, you can become successful when you put the learning and effort in. And that's important to understand. And that is high self-esteem. Okay? Also, high self-esteem will help you to believe that if you have a deadline to meet a goal and you fail to meet it, that's okay. High self-esteem will still help you to believe that you can still achieve your goal when you didn't meet your target. Because in life is not perfect, right? We can't meet a deadline every single time. If we meet a deadline every single time, then we are perfect, but we are not. So a lot of times we will not meet the target date of our goal because life is not perfect, but that is okay. But in this case, with high self-esteem, you will still believe in yourself that you can still achieve your goals and dreams past your target date, and that is important. Okay, we cannot stop ourselves from achieving our goals and dreams when we don't meet that deadline. Remember, if you expect yourself to meet at your deadline every single time, that is unrealistic, right? Because it's not possible to meet at your deadline every single time. And when you have that expectation, then you will feel like you are not meant to achieve your goals because you believe that you are meant to achieve your goal on every deadline. But that is not true. That is unrealistic. Okay? And that's what the higher your self-esteem, the more you believe that no matter if you fail on your target deadline, you will still believe in yourself that you can still achieve your goals and dreams. And that is important to understand, okay? Because life is not perfect. You will never meet every goal on your deadline, okay? Otherwise, again, you will develop a false hope. If you expect yourself to meet your goal at every deadline, that's a false hope. And when you have a false hope, then you tend not to become successful, okay? So in this case, you have to understand that no matter how small or big your goal is, it is not unrealistic if you are willing to put in the learning and effort. Okay? As long as you're willing to put in the learning and effort and have the right mindset and the right expectation for yourself, then no matter what, you can achieve your goal, the higher your self-esteem will be. Okay? It's like the more you believe in yourself, the higher your self-esteem. The higher your self-esteem, the more you believe in yourself. And it's like a cycle. Okay? So nothing is unrealistic as long as you learn and grow and put the effort in. Okay? So that is the second question. The third question I have here is how to be myself and not worry about judgment from others. So if you are always feel judged by others, by the people that you're surrounded with often the most, that means you are not around the right people, which means they are not supporting you. Okay? The reason why people judge you because they don't support you. Because if they support you, they won't be judging you. Okay? So which means those are the type of people that you do not want to be around. Okay? Which means you want to distance away from them as much as possible. Okay? So let's say, for example, let's say that you are living with somebody and they always judge you and you can't get out the situation at the moment. Okay, that's okay. Then do your best to get away from them as much as possible during the day. So like for example, during the day, go out, be around other people, attend different group, attend positive group to be around them and not be around our home where it's more negative. Okay, and so in this, at least that when you are around during the day being more positive, you are building positive energy. And when you are at home and they are negative, at least you still have that positive within you to block out a little bit. Okay, and that is important. So during the day, as best you can, stay away from them. Okay, and then when you go home, you feel a little bit better. And or if you can't go out, then there's online group that can support you. Okay, so today there's a lot of online group that's very positive that you can attend. Okay, that you can learn from them to be more positive, because positive people tend to encourage you, tend to motivate you, and less judgment. Okay, so in this case, try to go out to group. If you can go out to group in public, then go online, read positive information, attend online group to help you be more positive. And the more positive you become, it will be easier for you to interact with the negative people that is always judging you. Okay, but the key is, if you have the opportunity to move out or do whatever you need to get away from them, do it. Okay, and but if you can't get out at the moment, then during the day, try your best to be around positive people. Okay, to help build that mindset. Okay. Another thing to help you not to feel judged by others is be on a personal development journey. Okay, personal development is about learning and improving yourself. Okay, you want to spend as much time learning to improve yourself as much as possible, because the more you improve yourself, the more you feel better about yourself, and the better you feel about yourself, the less you will feel the need to impress others, and you won't feel that judgment, because the more you feel good about yourself, the less you will care about what people think about you. Okay, so like for example, take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of your spirit. When you are taking care of your body will feel good, and then you will feel good. Okay, when you take care of your mind will feel good, you will feel good. When you take care of your spirit will feel good, you will feel good. And the more you take care of your body, mind, and spirit, the better you feel, the less you don't feel affected by the negative, by the judgment from others that's coming in. Okay, so the more you take care of yourself, the better you feel, the better you can block out the negative influences. Okay, but the great thing about personal development journey is that if you are truly on a personal development journey, you will have no time to worry about what people think about you. Because you know why? Because to truly focus on yourself, to become the best version of yourself, take a lot of learning and effort and focus. Because there are so many things that you have to do to take care of yourself. And like again, I mentioned a few. Your body, mind, and spirit, that's a lot to do. Okay? And you have your career, your relationship, your health, or whatever other areas that you need to focus on. Those areas are a lot to handle. Okay? And we want to improve those areas daily. Okay? And if you have to focus on those areas daily to make yourself better, then you won't have time to think what other people think about you. If you are truly are learning and improving yourself. Okay? Because there's a lot. And sometimes we don't have the time to do all those things. Sometimes during a day, we don't have time to take care of our body, mind, and spirit, career, relationship, and health, because that is a lot. So sometimes you can only take care of certain area, right? So in this case, if you are truly on a personal development journey, you will never run out of ways to take care of yourself. Okay? And if you don't always busy taking care of yourself in life, then you have no time to think about what other people think about you, how other people feel about you, because you are so busy improving yourself. And that is the power of personal development. If you are truly on a personal development, you do not have time to think about what other people think about you, because there's a lot of things that you need to do to take care of yourself: body, mind, spirit, career, relationship, and health. And that's the power of personal development. Be so busy on learning and improving to become a better person daily, that you have no time to worry about what other people think. And the thing is, as a human being, no matter how great you are, no matter how great result you have, there will always be something that you can learn and improve to become a better person, which means you will never run out of ways. If you think you ran out of ways to become a better person, that means you are not truly on a personal development journey. Okay? And that is the power of being on a personal development journey. Okay? And another thing to help you not to feel judged by others is learn how to be strong alone. Okay? What that means is that you want to be strong alone, be happy alone, do things on your own, physically, mentally, and spiritually. And personal development can also help you with that, right? The more you learn and develop yourself to become a better person, which means you will be better alone, strong alone, okay? And not be afraid to be alone. Do not think that being alone is loneliness. You're a loner. That's not true. You want to be so strong alone that you have no need to impress others. You will be free to do whatever you need, whenever you need it to help you learn and develop. Because if you are always around others all the time, then your mind is focusing on others and not truly on yourself. Okay? So when you have that mindset that you are strong alone, then you can be alone. You don't need others around to make you feel good, which means you have the less desire to care what other people think. You have the less desire to impress others. You have the less desire to get their approval. And that is important, okay? Because if you're not strong alone, then you tend to have the desire to get others' approval. And if you don't get other approval and you do things that they don't like, that's how they will start to judge you. That's how they will start not to support you, okay? And that's why being strong alone is important, okay? And another thing to help you be strong alone is that never rely on others to take care of your survival need. Okay? Survival need means never rely on someone or people to take care of you, your survival needs, such as your food, your water, your living expenses. Okay, those things you should be able to take care for yourself independently. Okay? And not rely on others. Because when you rely on others for those survival needs, and if you can't meet it, then we need those things to survive. And if we can't meet those survival needs, that's how we rely on others. Okay? And when we rely on others for those things, then it's hard for us to get out on our own because we need those things to survive. And if we can't survive, then how can we be our best self, right? So that's why being strong alone is important, especially those survival needs. Never ever rely on someone for those needs. Okay? Because if you rely on those needs on others, then what happens if others are not there to support you? Then how can you support yourself? And when you can't support yourself, then that's when we tend to rely on others, especially on negative people, okay, for those needs. And that's why be strong alone. Learn how to take care of your survival needs so you don't rely on them for those things, especially those things. And that is important, okay? Otherwise, if you rely on people for those things for survival need and you can't find a way to support yourself, then it's hard for you to get away from them because you rely on them for the survival need. And if you are always around them, then you will always feel judged and be judged by them. And that is not a good thing to experience. Otherwise, if you rely on them and you keep being around people that keep judging you, then that feeling of judgment will paralyze you to be yourself, will paralyze you to make your own decision. Because when you have this constant feeling behind you that the people that you're around always judge you, then that is a negative feeling. And when you have that negative feeling, it's hard to move forward. Okay? And that's why we have to learn how to release our negative feeling. But if you are always around them with that negative feeling, then it's hard for you to move forward. It will paralyze you to keep on moving forward. And in life, it's about moving forward. You do not want anything or anyone preventing you to move forward. And that is why you don't want to be around people that constantly judge you. You don't want to be around people that constantly not support you. Because otherwise, if that negative hit you so hard that it's hard for you to move forward. It will paralyze you to move forward. And that's why it's important to be away from them as much as possible. Okay? And that's why it's important to learn to be okay by yourself. Be strong on your own. So when someone negative enter your life, you will have the ability to let them go. You will have the ability to be on your own, to do your own things, and then you can meet new people that can better support you. Okay? Because you want to be independent. You want to be self-reliant. You want to rely on yourself. You want to be independent that whatever you need to do in life, you can do it. And that is why personal development is so important, to help you rely on yourself, to help you become independent so you don't base on others. Because if you base on others, sometimes people will treat you negatively, and you need to have the ability to walk away. Okay, and that's why personal development is important, and that's why being strong alone is important. Okay. So the last question I have here is, how do I combat negative self-talk? Negative self-talk, we all have it. No one can escape from it, right? Because we are influenced by the negative daily. But how do I combat it? Okay, so the first step is you want to write down every self-talk statement. Okay, because when you write it down, you can see it more clearly. And when you can see something clearly, your brain can see it clearly. And when your brain can see something clearly, which means you can come up with a better solution. Okay, the second step is for each self-talk statement. Okay, you want to find the reason why you have that negative self-talk. How did that negative self-talk develop? And the thing is, the reason why we have negative self-talk doesn't come from us. It is influenced by the outside. It is influenced by the media, by the people that you're surrounded with, the video that you watch, podcasts that you listen, the books that you read, or information you read on the website. Okay? So the self-talk that you develop is because you are influenced to believe that. Okay? So like, for example, let's say that you have someone in your life and they say something negative to you. And when they say something negative to you, you start to believe them, that statement. And when you start to believe them, and then that's how you develop negative self-talk to yourself. Because you believe what they say about you. They say something negative about you, and you believe them. And with the moment you believe them, you start to develop negative self-talk about yourself. Because we talk to ourselves the thing that we believe. And if you believe something negative from them, then you will start to develop self-talk. So in this case, you are influenced by other people. And so if one of your statement is negative self-talk and you find out that negative person or negative people, whoever, then you want to learn how to avoid them. Okay? Or on media. Did you hear something on the media that correlate with you? Say something negative and you start to believe the media. And when you start to believe the media, then you start to develop negative self-talk. Okay? So in this case, for all your negative self-talk statement, you want to go through why did you develop that negative self-talk. And remember, it did not come from you. Okay? We are influenced by everything from the outside. So you want to figure out what is it that's influenced you to develop that self-talk. And sometimes it's hard to know where, because especially when we have self-talk that's within us for years, sometimes we lose track of where that self-talk comes from, right? Because if we accept something for a long time, then we lose track. And so, yes, sometimes if you never learn how to combat self-talk, sometimes you don't know where that self-talk coming from. And so, and it's a practice. Learning how you are influenced in a negative way is a skill, but you can start today. Okay, even though you have negative self-talk that's been a while, okay, you can start today with the negative self-talk that is currently developed for you and practice with that. Your current self-talk that is negative, see where that influence come from? Is it from the people, whoever it is? Is it from the media? Is it from the video that you watch? Is it from books you read? Okay, and learn how, know where it coming from. Because you have to know where it coming from before you can learn how to be better. Okay, so in this case, right now, every ways that you are influenced by the negative self-talk, and the one that is really impact you, that's like for 2 3 years. The more you practice with your current situation with the negative self-talk now, you will start to remember back to the things that influenced you 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Your brain start to remember things. Okay, so in this case, yes, if we have a lot of negative self-talk, it's a practice. Okay, and you're not going to master right away because it's not easy, because we are influenced by so many things that we thought that's who we are, but we are influenced by other people outside to believe it. Okay, so you have to keep practicing, and it's not easy because self-talk, we will always be influenced by the media or by other people. Okay, it's just our ability to be aware of that when it happens. Okay, and a lot of time, the self-talk that we develop for ourselves, the negative one, is a combination. Sometimes it's a combination of the media and the video and the things that you read on Instagram, on social media, is together, and it makes it so strong. Okay, so in this case, you have to. Sometimes your negative self-talk doesn't come from just one place, but most time it comes from a lot of places combined together that make it so strong. So in this case, you want to figure out not just one negative influence, but you want to see all the negative influence that force you to develop that negative self-talk. Okay, so when you are more aware of where your negative self-talk are developed, then you are more aware to help you find better solutions. Okay, so like for example, if you find out that someone is influencing you in a negative way that help you develop that negative self-talk, then you want to try to learn how to get away from that person. Okay, as much as possible. Yes, sometimes we can't get away from that person completely, but we can try our best to do what we can to be away from them. At least before you were not away from them 100%, but now that you're aware, then you can be away from them 50%. Okay, or 80%. That is a lot better, okay, than not at all. Okay, so the third step to help you combat negative self-talk is learn how to shift to a positive self-talk, right? So since negative self-talk is influenced by the outside, right? So in this case, positive self-talk can also be influenced from the outside also. So if you want to have more positive self-talk, the outside can also help you with that also. Which means if you want to have more positive self-talk, you want to learn from people that's more positive. You want to listen to positive information. You want to read positive book. You want to be around positive people. You want to listen to podcasts that is positive, watch video that's more positive. And the more you do that, then the more positive self-talk you will have. Okay? So in this case, to get access to all those information, like again, with today's internet and the advanced technology, you can get a lot of positive information coming in. It just, again, depends on your learning and effort, right? The more you put out to read books on being more positive, the more you put out to watch video, the more positive you become, the more positive self-talk you will develop, okay? But important thing to understand that we will always have negative self-talk because we'll always have negative influences, right? No matter where you go, there's negative information out there on the media, negative people, negative video. So we are influenced by the negative, which means we will always have negative self-talk. But the key is, how do we shift that negative self-talk to a positive self-talk instantly? And that's why learning positive information is important. So when you learn positive information, and when something negative is influencing you and help and develop a negative self-talk, you have the ability to shift to that positive self-talk immediately. And that is what you want. You want to have the knowledge of skill, of positive, right there for you. So when something is negative enter your brain, you have the ability to shift it to a positive thing right away. You do not want that negative self-talk to hold on you for so long, right? The longer it's in you, the longer your negative self-talk is in you, the harder it will be for you, right? And so that's why learning about being positive, learn how to shift your mind to become more, develop positive self-talk is important. So to be ready for the negative, okay? Because like I said, we will always be influenced by the negative, but that is okay. We don't need them to be away. We just need to have the ability. The moment a negative self-talk develop, you have a positive self-talk to shift it right away, and that is what you want, okay? Because we cannot escape from it. So in this case, okay, to combat negative self-talk, you want to learn more about being more positive. Learn as much as possible. You have to learn. Okay, if you do not take the time to learn, you will influence by the negative because the negative is always out there. Okay, you cannot control it. No one's teaching you about being positive, so you have to put the effort in to learn and apply self-talk, positive self-talk. Okay, and the more you put in the effort to learn about positive self-talk, the more you have the knowledge and skill to be ready. So when a negative self-talk manifests, you are ready, and that is how you combat negative self-talk. Okay, so that's the end for today's event. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you next time.